Today I'm going to teach you how you tame yourself the Elderclaw. The first step is taking out your wallet and buying the Lost Colony pack. Currently it comes with the Elderclaw. I do believe when Lost Colony map actually comes out that the Elderclaw and the tiny little Drakelings won't be part of that pack, but I'm not 100% certain. Now here's the frustrating part. I actually don't seem to be able to get them to spawn in my single player, so I had to spawn this guy in. But I would imagine they probably at bare minimum spawn here in the redwoods and maybe in other locations. Honestly, your best bet will be the gene scanner, but yeah, I don't know why they just weren't spawning for me at all, and I did so many dino wipes. So when you find an Elderclaw in the wild, here's the thing, you can't actually tame that one. You need to kill it and then raise the sapling that it will drop. So let's go ahead and pop a couple shots into it. And for the sake of this little video, I think we're just gonna go ahead and kill it using the Mega Raptor. They are pretty fierce, but in all honesty, I feel like you shouldn't really have too many issues trying to knock this thing down. And their blood is crazy colors. I think that one is like blue. There we go. We got it killed and it gave us a little sapling. So this is essentially just an egg to go ahead and get yourself one. And their normal spoil timer is around 8 days inside of your inventory. Now, once you have your sapling egg, you need to bring it to your greenhouse, but it definitely seems like you actually need to be putting it into a actual proper greenhouse instead of just a crop plot. So over here, it's registered that there is a sapling in here, but as you can see, the greenhouse effect is in red and we don't get anything else on the screen. Let's actually till it as well. And as you can see, it doesn't really want to do anything. Whereas over here, we actually have it working. So you can see right there, it says next time to tend, our greenhouse effect is in the green. It does seem like you possibly have to have it up to 300% as well, so you're going to need to make a proper greenhouse. So the next step will be to feed its cravings. Eventually, it's going to ask for one of these items right here. There might possibly be another item on this list, but yeah, it's asked for these things multiple times from me and nothing else so far. So yeah, I guess we're going to have to wait and see. So yeah, we've got like 7 seconds there before it's going to ask for something. There we go. So yeah, it wants biotoxins. So you have a 5-minute window before that's going to go away. So let's go ahead and feed it the biotoxin. And now we have to wait for another feeding. And over here, you can see this one is not doing anything at all. You definitely need a proper greenhouse. Let's actually go ahead and till the soil as well. I don't know if that really makes a difference. It maybe looked like it possibly turned down the timer a little bit. But yeah, anyway, we were at 120 seconds before. So if it's any less than that, then I guess you should probably also till it if you've got a shovel. So now it wants ammonite bile, boom. And as you can see right there, it's actually now around a minute. So yeah, I guess using the shovel does help. And honey again. I guess it is a bear, so it makes a little bit of sense. Eventually, oh, there we go. I was about to say, eventually this thing is going to actually kind of evolve into its next growth stage. And as you can see right there, it wants sap. And sometimes the timer gets weird and messed up like that. I'm not entirely certain why that happens. I need more honey. Another black pearl. Yeah, I feel like it's going to probably switch into its next stage pretty soon here. Yeah, there we go. Oh, and also if you look at the top of the seed right there, you can actually read what its stats will be. So I guess at this point you can decide whether or not it's even worth raising that Elderclaw, because yeah, those are the stats that it will have if we didn't get any extra bonus levels. But what we're doing right now by tending to it, we're actually adding on extra bonus levels, and it can get up to 50% on top. And sometimes the cravings just keep coming in. I feel like the timer's super messed up. Not entirely certain what's happening there. Yeah, they're like piling in right now for some reason. So just make sure you have all those items on hand, you know. Realistically, like there could possibly be another item on that list, but yeah, I mean, I've raised many of them so far and it doesn't seem to be doing anything else. So yeah, there we go. So now it's at its final stage. It looks like a full-on egg on the inside right there. And yeah, what we can do right now is harvest it. So you go ahead and just hit E, boom, and we got ourselves an Elderclaw baby. And it's a 225 from a 150 sapling egg thingy. So yeah, if you do all those cravings, you'll get all those extra bonus levels and end up with probably a pretty good Elderclaw. Now, it is actually possible to get twins from the same sapling. I have had that happen, and yeah, I guess just be warned that you possibly might have to raise multiple of these at the same time. So they'll eat everything in terms of like meat and berries and everything like that. So yeah, pretty much their process from now just works the exact same as like a normal baby. You can see my growth rate on my single player is kind of insane, so it's growing really, really fast. So a lot of people were really worried about this creature when they saw that it was coming because it's a bear, and, you know, Wildcard is probably going to go ahead and just, you know, kind of just add textures to the bear and make it a little bit bigger. I can tell you that this does not feel like a bear at all, although it does have the bee protection down there, which is similar to an actual dire bear. But yeah, so we've got lots of different moves there. I guess we're gonna hop down here real fast. Also, it can jump, which is pretty crazy. If you check inside of its inventory, you can see that it has a wild armor, so there is no saddle. You can hop onto these guys regardless. But yeah, they do have this wild armor, which does dynamically go up with levels. So if you go ahead and just pump in a ton of levels here, you will see the armor actually jumping up. So yeah, what can this thing do? So first of all, left click is pretty standard. It's just, you know, a claw or a bite. Although currently right now, all he wants to do is actually do the bite. I guess if you stay still, you do the claw. So right click is a lunge, and it actually jumps forward fairly far. There is a tiny little bit of a cooldown though. Let's do that again. Boom. Of course, space is a jump, which is a bit weird for a bear, but you know what? I'm not going to argue with it. I like creatures that can jump. It makes it a lot better. They don't seem to have any of the speed thingy that the dire bear actually has, so that's interesting. You know, that at least shows you that they didn't just shove a bunch of like plants on top of it, the normal dire bear model. So C is going to be your root burst attack, and it basically just shoots a bunch of roots into the ground ahead of you and kind of just traps anything temporarily. As you can see, that Parasaur was trapped for just a second, and then yeah, you can go ahead and quickly kill that thing or whatever you're trying to do. If we hold left control and then hit C, we're going to activate the bark armor. So here we go. You can see he kind of just becomes a little bit more protected with all of the bark. And yeah, this basically just means you're going to take reduced damage. If you hold left control and then hit right click, you're going to be able to place a totem. So this essentially kind of empowers your creatures around this area. And yeah, you can charge this thing up and then kind of absorb its power. So yeah, this is the effect that you get when you're actually nearby it. So you're going to get increased melee damage. And what you want to do is pretty much just kill a bunch of creatures around this area. Although not a Parasaur, because that's not going to be easy to kill. You can see right there, they kind of get like a bit of a glow if they're in the area. Let's try and kill this little Equus. So as we're hitting things, we're actually getting a slight increase on the number up there. And then when you get a kill, you're going to get a decent amount on top of that. There's so many freaking tiny little creatures around here, but nothing wants to actually fight me. So I decided to go ahead and just spawn in a bunch of raptors, and we're going to go ahead and kill all these guys. And as you can see, that number is jumping up by a ton. Honestly, your best bet would be to actually use these guys for like an orbital supply drop, because then you could place this thing down right beside it and you're going to get increased melee damage and all that good stuff. And yeah, as you're killing things, you're going to be charging it up as well. It does go away after a while, so yeah, you want to maybe try and make sure that you're using it when you have lots of creatures around. So I'm going to charge it fully, and I'm going to show you something cool that you can do with it. So as you can see right now, the totem is kind of like standing up. It's like way bigger than before. We're going to go ahead and quickly dispatch of these raptors here. Here we go. And now what we can actually do is we can detonate the totem. So we're going to hold left control and then hold right click. And watch this. This is kind of crazy. Boom. So it does a ton of damage to anything in the area. And then it makes your guy, like, gigantic. So as you can see right here, like, this thing is way big. Let me go ahead and zoom out. Yeah, this bear is gigantic now. And we do increased damage as well. So you can see our empowered thing up there. It's only going to last for a couple more seconds. But yeah, this bear is like massive. It's really strange seeing a bear this big. And you can see, boom, we are back down to puny little normal bear size. So yeah, you can get that buff as soon as the bear stands up. I think it's around 100 hits that you need to actually have. But yeah, pretty crazy, honestly. Was not expecting this thing to have all of these crazy, ridiculous abilities. Yeah, I really like it, honestly. I think it's a really cool creature. You know, yeah, sure, it's a premium creature. That sucks, but it is what it is. I mean, you know, they need profit, clearly. So, yeah, they're giving us these things. And I have to say, I love the effect from when you're walking around, because it kind of creates a bunch of roots there, and then those go away, and then flowers kind of sprout up as well at the same time, and then, yeah, they go away after a while, too. In terms of the actual color regions with this thing, let's turn off the bark armor. They seem to use every single color region, so I'm going to go ahead and just color them all differently. That right there is region 0. Anything that turns blue right now is region 1. Don't really think it's anything. It might be a couple flowers. It's really hard to tell. Anything that turns green is going to be region 2. Doesn't really look like anything. Maybe it's the butterflies. I think it actually might have been the butterflies. Yeah, no, it is the butterflies. That's cool. I just turned them yellow. Region 3 is the mushrooms. Region 4 is going to be a bunch of the roots. And then region 5 is pretty much the rest of the roots. And then also the kind of like crown roots that we have right there. So, yeah, pretty cool. I like the colors here. It's amazing looking. It's great to also see that they don't just have 2 color regions like the Dire Bear. But, yeah, honestly, I think that, you could probably do something pretty crazy with the colors on these guys. Let's go ahead and just dispatch of these turds. So anyway, that is it. That is how you get yourself an Elderclaw. Not the craziest method, you know, a lot of just sitting around, of course, but yeah, I guess you got to find yourself one first and then kill it. So yeah, make sure that you go ahead and do that. If you enjoyed this video, drop a like. If you want to see more, subscribe. We've already done the Mega Raptor taming video that's already available. I guess next up, we're going to be starting our brand new Valguero series, which I'm super excited for. Anyway, that's it. I'll catch you in the next one.